Thank you for practicing class today. For class today, we are going to use a hand towel, some sort of pillow. I have a yoga pillow and a foam roller. We're going to start sitting on your pillow in a butterfly stretch, where the soles of the feet press into one another. Maybe you feel your glutes engage, maybe your knees come up a little bit. If you're pretty flexible and your knees tend to go out very easily when you press in, you can feel that connection. Just gently kind of shift your weight from side to side. And then just kind of wiggle yourself a little. And grab onto your foam roller. Place it in front of you. One leg is going to go straight out to the side. The other one can pull in a little bit closer. We're going to go forward with a flat back. So arms gently press into the foam roller to hinge forward and then hinge up. Your foot is relaxed, you hinge forward and you hinge back up. One more time. You can look out in front, the sternum lengthens out. And now let's pretend there's a circle in front of you so that you can run into it, rounding through the spine and stacking back up tall. Good. Stay tall as you round forward and back up. Growing tall out of the sits bones. And then let's switch legs. So pull that leg in, switch sides. Keep that leg relaxed, hinging forward with a flat back. Looking for your camera or your TV or whatever you're looking at, as long as it's in front of you. Hinging forward with a flat back and coming back up. You can encourage extension through your thoracic spine by leading the sternum forward a little more. And lifting it up. And once more. Then you dive into your circle, staying tall out of the sits bones. 2 more. One more time. When you come up, you can take the other leg out to the side so that you are in a comfortable straddle with your legs. Soften your knees. Once they are bent a little, push gently into the heels, enough so that you feel the back of the legs and the glutes connect, and keep that engagement to hinge to one side with your spine and then hinge over to the other side. So you're going to place your forearm onto your leg and then the other side. And do that a few times, getting your hips to move around. You can lean back a little bit as you do this, or you can lean forward. Leaning forward will make it so that your inner thighs get more stretch. Couple more to each side. And then let the legs relax from the ankle point to the feet, and then flex the feet for 3, 2, 1. And then the feet are going to stay relaxed. You're going to sit really tall out of the sits bones, hinge forward as far as you can control. And then imagine something in front of you that starts to crawl towards you gently until it's right in front of the foam roller on your side. And then start to round your spine to come all the way up. You look up for the ceiling. The sternum leads you forward. Your gaze slowly pulls all the way in until it's in front of you. Long ears, to round yourself back up to a seated position. Once more, lead through the chest. Look in front of you, round back up to a seated position. To reverse our pattern, peeling your spine forward, look out in front. Round away as far as you can stay tall out of the sits bones. Then you can tilt in front of them as you go into a flat back. To look out in front, reach through your chest, look out in front for the ceiling until you sit yourself up. Peel yourself forward again, rounding through the spine. To lengthen tall. To come up. Good. One more time. Peel away from the imaginary wall. And then come back up to a seated position. Good job. You're going to take one hand to center. The other one will reach up for the ceiling first and then out to the side. For me, it's for where the ceiling meets the wall. Have a little bit of weight into the hand on the foam roller in front of you to lift you up and over to reach for the ceiling. Trying to keep the same space between the ear and the bicep as you go from this tall position of the spine to this side bend of the spine. This hip stays anchored, this hand stays pressing into your foam roller. One more. Let's try the other side. So arm to the ceiling, gently push down, then out a diagonal to lift it over, trying to keep the space between the ear and the bicep the same the entire time. A mirror in front of you is helpful. Good. A few more times. Keeping that hip anchored so that you feel your side help you lift. Once more. Good. You can push your foam roller away. Pull your feet in, knees into each other. Give yourself a hug. Good job. Let's move on to having the foam roller hamburger way for extension. Hamburger way. Feet walk away a little. At the bottom of the shoulder blades, hands stack on top of the other one. Support the weight of your head, lengthen through the ears, and then start to go back. You can inhale to go back. You can exhale to lift up. You can also move a little bit faster than your breath. Couple more times. See if your toes are pushing into the ground and the outside edge of the foot and heel. Then when you come up, stay curled up, looking past your knees. Lift your hips and roll yourself up and down, looking for a place in your back that you would like to move around a little bit more. Again, stay looking for your knees or past them. Find that spot, anchor the hips down, still have your elbows within peripheral vision to go back. Letting your sternum open for the ceiling and control back up. Lengthen through the ears, through the crown of the head. And lift. One more time. This time, reach back. Stay looking for the ceiling. Lift the hips and move up and down. You'll be higher up your back. If you have long hair, make sure you gather it up or that it's in a safe place where it won't roll underneath the foam roller. Find the next area close to your upper back that you'd like to work and anchor your hips down. Pull your feet a little closer. For this one, curl yourself up for the ceiling. Be tall. There's a point that wants to flatten your low back. Let that happen. Then push into your feet. Let your knees lengthen you away to start lifting your hips up. When that happens, there's a point that wants to tilt your upper body back. You let that happen. Once you get back, reach through the crown of the head and the elbows. Have your hips as high as you can be, and then start to lower the hips down for the heels. Once the hips anchor down, the upper body can come back up until your low back starts to flatten, and then that starts the movement all over again. So that you lift tall and the hips are lifted, and then you pull the hips down to roll yourself down and curl up once more. Then once you come up, roll yourself back as far as you need to sit yourself up. Good job. And we're going to do your Sidekick Series, where the foam roller is underneath your ribs to help you keep a nice straight spine. So, knees are stacked, feet are stacked. Elbow underneath you pushes into the ground to support the weight of the head. Other hand can be over the head, or it can be on top of the hip, or placed in whatever area you need to help you stay connected. So first, let your top hip lengthen away until you feel your lower abdomen, well, the opposite side of the abdomen work. Okay, and then lifting the knee and lower. Good. You're looking for muscles to work through the side of your hip on your butt. 2 more. The knees will stay together. The heel goes up and down. Good. If your hip rolls forward, you went too far. Keep it small. Good. Once more. Alternate knee up, heel up, knee up, heel up. Good. 2 more. Now the foot and the knee are going to come up. The leg stays there to straighten the leg. And the knee stays there to bend the leg. The knee stays there to straighten and to bend. Good. 3 more. 2. Hold the leg. Little circles. Good. Reverse. Now, the leg goes back as far as you can keep the hips stacked. Then you lift as high as you can for little pulses. It's going to make the side work. And then you barely bring it forward and you continue pulsing. The side's still working. And then the leg comes slightly forward. Internally rotate. Your big toe goes for the ground and up and ground and up. 3 more. 2. 1 more. And the knee bends. You can take a quick little break before you go to the other side. You could stretch the leg in front of you. Whatever feels good, I'm okay with. Then we switch over to the other side. The knees will be stacked. Again, the foam roller under the rib cage. Hand under your head, pushing to the ground to help you have length through your spine. Top hip lengthens out. Good. Hand can be behind the head, on the hip, on your butt, on your leg, behind you. You decide. Lift the knee and lower. Only lifting as high as you can keep your hips stacked. Good. A couple more. Now, what you're going to do next is keep the knees together to lift the heel. So knees together, heel up, and lower, and lift, and lower. Good. And alternating, your heels will stay connected as your knee comes up. Knees together, heel up. Good. Trying to keep a lot of space between your ribs and your hips. Hopefully we do about 5 sets, maybe an extra one. And then the foot and the knee will come up. The knee stays in place for the leg to straighten and bend. Again, straighten and bend. 3 more times. 2. The leg will stay straight to circle. Good. Reaching through the leg. 1 more circle in this direction and reverse. Great. Now keep the leg straight. You'll lengthen it back as far as you can while the hips stay stacked. Lift the leg as high for the ceiling as possible and start pulsing. You'll feel this. Slightly forward. Continue pulsing. Happy thoughts. Slightly forward. Internally rotate. Lower to barely touch the ground and then lift. Again. Couple more. 2 more. 1 more. And then bend back in. To relax. Have a little break. Pull the leg in front. Whatever feels good to you. You can sit yourself up. Good job with this. So, foam roller. Hot dog way. Butt here, head here. You will also need your hand towel for your hands. And if you want one for under your neck, you may also use a second towel for under your neck. On your foam roller, sacrum heavy, back of the head heavy, nose for the ceiling, shoulders wide. You want to have your hand towel over your hips and then take your hands above the hip bones to reach them up for the ceiling. Gently soften the elbows and pull the towel apart. Have your knuckles reach for the ceiling. See if you can find your upper back muscles and maybe your lats through the side here. If you find that, try and stay connected to it as your hands go back above your head and back up for the ceiling. You'll do that again. And as you go up to the ceiling, you can also start to reach for your feet or your knees. Reaching up and overhead and down for your feet, past your knees. For 3. 2. And 1 more time. Keep the hands for the ceiling. Go to the end of the hand towel and start bending the elbows to about chest height or shoulder height. and back up above you. Good. Keeping your knuckles reaching for the ceiling as you pull towards you and away from you. For 3, 2, and 1 more. And then the towel goes behind your head, behind your neck, like at the base of the head. And you start lifting up to curl the crown of the head for the ceiling and back down for the ground. And again, lifting, lengthening tall and lowering down. Having your feet connected to the ground and maintaining that connection to lift. And down. 2 more. One more. Then you can take both hands for the ceiling. As both hands stay for the ceiling, left leg goes up. See if you can hold your balance here. If this is difficult, the left arm can come down. If you can stay with both arms up, great. If at any time this becomes difficult, the left arm comes down. Right arm and left leg reach away from each other and back to their starting position. And away. And back up. If this feels pretty good, and you like to try both arms up, the left arm can reach back up for the ceiling and stay there. And 2 more times. 1 more. The leg lowers down. Reorganize your body. When you're ready, the right leg will come up. If you're comfortable staying here, you can stay here. If this is difficult, the right hand goes down to the ground. The left arm and right leg will reach away from each other and back for the ceiling. Again, if this is pretty good to you and you want your right arm to the ceiling, it can be up to the ceiling. I'm going to keep it down just because this is a little bit tougher for me today. Couple more. Good. But if you want to challenge yourself for the last few and take your right arm up, you could do that now. 1 more. And then lowering that leg down. Good. To take your hands down to the side. You can curl yourself up here, or you grab onto your towel to lift your head up and then sit yourself up however you go. Good job. Your foam roller is going to go hamburger way to be under your knees, on your back. Foam roller under you. Place your feet on the foam roller and just gently roll your feet. Try and have as much surface area of your foot touch the foam roller as you can. Now as for the ceiling, if someone's walking behind you, you can easily see them without your forehead wrinkling. And then pull the foam roller towards you a little bit, enough to feel like you can push into the arch. That will make your tailbone lighten, your low abs engage. Encourage that, reach through the knees to lift into a little bit of a shoulder bridge, and then lower back down. 2 more times, just gently lifting up through your low back and back down. You don't go as high as you can right now, you're just gently moving your low back up and back down. And then pull the foam roller towards you. Oops, let me fix it. Foam roller under your hips. Legs to tabletop. Pull the knees towards you. And away. And towards you. and away. One more. Alternate. One knee in, other one reaches out, and you switch. Your big toe can reach for the ground or towards the ground. Opposite knee close to you. One more. And then both legs for the ceiling. To point and flex. 5 times. 3, 2, and 1. Alternate. Ankles together. Toes alternate. And then running, ball of the foot together. Heels alternate. Good. And then let the legs relax for the ceiling. The knees will internally rotate and externally rotate. Good. For 3, 2, and 1. Both knees to the right, both knees to the left, both knees to the right, both knees to the left. A couple more times to each side. Once you're even, legs together over the eyes, away from the body. And as you come over the eyes, separate the legs to start circling away. Together and up. For a total of 3. That's 2. Good. Reverse. Good. Pull the right knee, pull both knees into the chest. Keep the right knee in, you can hold on to it. Left leg will reach up to reach away. As far as it can. And then back up for the ceiling. When you feel the knee starting to bend when it's lengthening away, that's when you want to pull back up. Or you try and keep it straight. And then you reach back up. Once more. Bend that knee to switch sides. Right leg up to lengthen away. And lift. Reaching through the big toe. Keeping your knee aligned. And once more. And then bending the knees. Give yourself a hug. You can push your foam roller away to sit yourself up, however you'd like. And when you come back up, we're going to practice putting ourselves into this position where our feet are close to us, our knees are together. We sit as tall as we possibly can and our hands go to our knees. Pull your feet a little closer so that you can lift the heels. That's going to kind of like tilt you back a little bit. Let that happen. See if you could keep lift or pulling the heels closer to lift to the very tips of the toes. Then when you get to that part, we're going to pretend like the room's filling up with water and it gets to my shoulders and I lengthen my neck up to be a little bit taller over the water. And then I lift my feet away from the water. My body wants to tilt back, but then I reach my feet back down. And there's this little tiny tilt that happens through the body. Practice, see if it happens. If it doesn't happen, that's fine. We're just starting to find that initiation. Once more. And it's going to feel like you want to go all the way back. Which, if you'd like to do rolling like a ball, you can do that right now. Or you can just leave that for another time. Good job for practicing today. For rolling like a ball, here it is. You find that same position. You stay super, super tall. And then when you feel like your toes pull away from the ground, you can look for your toes, you can look for your belly button, whatever you need to keep the length of your spine. It's going to tilt you back. And then you're going to tilt yourself forward. You want to inhale to go back if you want to use your breath. And exhale to come up. Now if your shoulder starts to creep up, it's going to be harder to come up and you'll probably lose it and wobble around. So keep your neck lengthened like you're a happy turtle coming out of your shell. And if you do that, or your butt kind of like pushes to get you up, see if your spine can maintain that C shape a little bit more. Thank you for trying that out today. I'll see you next time.